All right, good day, everybody. Here we are, ready for another roll reveal. This one is number 870. It's a 1958D. Nice BU Lincoln cent roll. We'll be looking at the reverses on the first 10 coins. Other than that, we'll be looking for mostly mint marks. I expect this to be a more or less typical 1958D roll, except that it is in very nice condition. And otherwise, I don't expect anything extremely special, but hey, let's hope for the best, right? Okay, coin number one. I'm going to go to Doug. Doug will have coin number one. Let's see what it is. It is not an RPM. Let's get the lighting where it belongs. There we go. Now let me back out just a little bit. Knock that light down just a little bit more. There we go. Now you can see on the top of the 8 over here how you have just a little bit of doubling as it appears right on the very top of the 8. That is master die doubling. You can also see it inside the bottom of the 8 down here. That is master die doubling. It happens very, very frequently on 1958 Lincoln cents. Has no extra premium value, but if you want to technically call that a double die, it is. Just a doubled master die. All right, and the reverse on this one. I think I'm just a little on the dark side, right? Come to the dog side. There, that's what was wrong. I was too far away from my source. Hang on just a second. My spot ain't working well. There we go. Okay. Keep looking here to see if we have anything remarkable to discuss. I see nothing. We move on. Number 2. This one goes to Kurt Pierce. Nice little RPM there. Split upper serif. The mint mark itself is cocked over to the right a little bit, so it's a slightly rotated mint mark. But you can see on the upper serif right here, you've got this extra little serif poking out. So that is one for Kurt. And let's see, other little marker. See what we can find. We do have there's a little die scratch poking out of the west part of the mint mark. So we got something right next to mint mark. Got another little die scratch right here next to the one that we can follow. And so there is that. Concentric die scratch gouge running through trust right at the rim. A couple of black spots on this one. I guess that can more or less be expected at times. There we go. First RPM of the roll for Kurt. Coin number 3, Taco John now. I have 4 reveals to do today. I've got 2 scheduled for before lunch and then 2 scheduled for after lunch. I'll try to knock these out and get on to the others this afternoon. We've got a 1958D, which we're doing now, 1957D, which we'll be doing directly after this one. Then there'll be a 1956 plain and a 1954 plain this afternoon. And then tomorrow, Saturday, I will be probably taking the day off. And then Sunday, I'll be back for the last 3 reveals that I owe you for now. And who knows, the reveal show comes up Monday. I might just throw my hat in the ring for a couple more. It's going to be rather limited because I need to be rather limited at what I do as far as active work is concerned for the time being. I am working on getting everything prepped and ready for me to do the code for the new CopperCoins website. It'll be CopperCoins 3.0. Expect to open it by the end of summer. I'm hoping that I can open it by the beginning of April, but I don't know that that will be possible. Just giving it a shot to see what happens. It may be ready in just a couple of weeks. I don't know, because I don't know how quickly this can be done. I have my quote-unquote requirements together, and AI and I have been in some conversation about it. And while AI is an expert at programming, AI is not an expert at remembering things and getting things done in order. So you kind of have to put reins on AI and make sure AI knows what you want and how you want it when you want it. Because it will otherwise just go ahead and start building everything. And it'll do it wrong. So you have to kind of tell AI, I only want you to take notes. I only want you to get things straight. I only want you to understand this for now. Make sure that you write it all down. Keep it in a place where you can refer to it later. But this is what I want. I will tell you when I'm ready to start the build. Believe it or not, that's exactly what it takes to get AI to do the job correctly. If you just start spouting off, I want a website with blah, 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 it'll immediately start building one. And if you don't finish everything you wanted to say because you didn't remember to say it, it's going to leave it out. And then you'll have to get it to change everything to put it back in. I'm doing all my learning curve stuff with a different website that I'm working on for my collectible mini license plates. I'm doing that first so I can get my feet wet in dealing with AI, and then I will be moving over to working on CopperCoins. I have all of the software, materials, and everything set up on my PC to build a website, test it, and get everything prepared prior to launch. So as I'm working on the new CopperCoins, you won't notice anything because it will not be online. But then when I do decide to put it online, it will replace coppercoins.com all at once. So far, 1 RPM for the roll, and I haven't found anything else. I'm thinking maybe before I finish this roll, somebody will show up and start asking me some questions. That way I'll have something to continue talking about, because this roll doesn't seem to be that subject. 1958D is known for having some very nice RPMs. Got 1 or 2 double dies listed for 58D, and that's about it. They're both on the obverse. So I would naturally be happy to find anything else to add to the list, because, well, it makes things more exciting when you've got more to look for. I'm here. Good morning, Just Blaine. Good morning to you. Good morning to you. Hey, look at that. Nice concentric die scratches. Big old gouges going on there. Nothing of any remarkable value yet. Just 1958 D Lincolns. Sissy up next. What does Sissy get? I do have 1 RPM that we found in the very beginning of this roll. It was rather minor, a little split upper serif RPM. Found that on coin number 2, which went to Kurt. And that is about the end of that short story. And here we are, as soon as our first 65, 70 degree weather starts to hit, and I'm starting to get pollen. A little bit of hay fever going on. Guess I need to start eating local honey and get myself used to the pollen in this area. I don't know if that actually works, but the honey tastes good. So, yeah. Alright, so after this one, I'm only going to be popping the obverses of these. Then we'll move on to the 1957 roll. After that, 1957D. Then we'll take a couple hours break. Come back with a 1956 filly. And then 1954 filly. Here's another one of my, I believe. It's cocked over a little bit. It looks a little fat on the upper part. Do I have my markers? Yeah, kind of do. I think this might be another one of them, even though it's very difficult to see. There's a die scratch on the D. This looks a little bit thick, and it's cocked over to the right, just like the other is. We'll hang on to this one. Oh, there's my die gouge. Okay, yeah, I've got my concentric die gouge running right around the rim area. So this one for Frosty is another example of that same. I'm sorry, just going to ask if what actually works. I can't remember the subject at this point. I kind of forget what I'm talking about very shortly after I say it. I have to be reminded of my own conversation. I know it's horrible, but is what it is, man. Age happens. One for DC now. That's going to be coin number 14. 14 for DC turns out to be, well, it looks like a normal Lincoln cent, and it is. The honey. Okay, yeah. I don't know if it works. I hope it does. I've been eating local honey only for probably 20, 25 years. I don't do nationwide brand honey. I don't see where doing that benefits me in any way, especially since I'm diabetic. I don't need the glycemic index of honey if it's not doing me some other good for my health. Good morning, John. Welcome to the elusive Chuck Reveals. Have not found but one RPM in this roll so far, and it is actually rather questionable. It's easy to spot, but that's only because the mint mark is cocked over toward the right. It's a little bit of a clockwise turn. Been hectic with college, huh? You know, I'm just about at the age where college just wouldn't do me any good, but man, I'd love to go do something about learning basically the new code base of PHP and maybe Python, and get myself together with some programming knowledge. I mean, I know how to read this stuff, and I know how to edit what's been written. I just can't write it myself. Makes me perfect with AI. As AI, I'll sit and write everything I need in seconds. So yesterday, with the organization of data that I need for this mini license plate website, I told AI basically everything that I needed, and I wanted a data schema. And I'd be damned if I didn't give it everything I thought I would need, and it wrote a data schema for me and published it back to me inside of about 10 seconds. Then I saw a couple of other things that need to be included, and told it, oh, this needs to be included. Oh yeah, and this needs to be included. And it rewrote everything inside of seconds. 5 seconds I had a complete rewrite. And this is an excellent way for old people like me to get themselves organized. Because I don't remember everything, and AI doesn't care. It'll just rewrite it again and rewrite it again and rewrite it again and just include whatever you need. Much, much better than a human programmer who will sigh or, give you a deep breath when they finish something and they think they've done a great job, and you tell them, oh, I forgot you need to add this. Human programmers don't like that. But AI doesn't mind. Can add one little detail at a time and give it 20 different details, and it'll do it 20 different times. No complaints. You don't have to pay them. You don't have to feed them. So, unfortunately, that is going to, for the most part, cut most programmers out of a job. But they're still going to be necessary, because in order to really do this and understand what you're doing, you have to have a concept of what the code is doing, and you have to be able to read it. And so that's something that your average bear won't be able to do. Good morning, Farm Dog. Good morning, Coach's Magic. Yes, local honey. I've got a little tiny case, just a little tiny case of hay fever trying to start up on me. And so I said I probably need to get some local honey, because I believe that might work. Now, I've also been told that pollen, bee pollen, like it falls out of the hive, actually works. If you take like a spoonful of it and chase it with something to drink every day. And I did that, and the first time I did it, I nearly gagged. Was the nastiest stuff. Yeah, you kind of expect pollen to maybe have some sweet flavor, but I promise you, the sweet doesn't come until they make the honey. So, that is that. Yeah, I've heard of a thing called royal jelly, and I'm not really exactly sure what that is, but I think that's the queen's honey. And I hear that's really good for you, but it also steals from the bees, because they need it. One for Chuck here. Looks like we are popping a somewhat average roll with only one double die. Oh, I thought I was supposed to know who George was. Are you driving to Georgia? Well, safe travels to you. I understand your area might have had some storminess yesterday. I hope you didn't get hit by anything. Most of what I saw as storminess was in like central Illinois. Probably east of you, near completely so. Somebody knows their bees. I don't know that much about bees, even though I have attended a beekeepers club meeting to see what they do and how they do things. And I've never been to a hive. I have a slight bit of fear. And I know that the bees aren't there to hurt you, but I tell you what, I've been near enough wasp nests and hornet nests to know You don't mess with things that can sting. And I know, yes, bees are different. But it's just hard for me to get over that mental block. Okay, most of it was east. So I kind of figured that. I thought maybe it might develop over you, maybe drop some hail or something. I do understand there was a rather major tornado yesterday, somewhere in Illinois. Not picking up any more of those doubled mint marks there. These RPMs were a very minor one, but I'm picking up a couple of them. Now it seems like they're just dried up and gone. Use a wooden spoon to scoop it out, not metal. Okay, that makes me curious. Why not metal? Something about the surface of the metal itself, or is it the shininess, or maybe the mirror that they see another bee and get confused and don't understand? Pray tell, why the wood spoon? There's one for Carl. And we've got another normal coin here. A normal one for Carl. A little better shape than some of these others. Sunny, but a cool 50 degrees in Central California. I don't even know what the temperature is here, but I'm figuring it's probably in the 60s outside right now. I think we're expecting a high temperature of about 75 degrees today. I think my second wave of reveals needs to be scheduled sometime after dark, sometime after 6 p.m., because I have some necessary outdoor work to do, and that necessary outdoor work should be done when it's warm, not when it's cool. And I know that today's high temperature is expected to be in the mid to upper 70s. By Monday, our high temperature is expected to be 44. So I want to get it in, done, and out of the way. Urka, snowy, sleety, crappy day in New York. That makes me glad I'm not there. Better you than me, they say. Metal will harm the honey because the good material will die off. I did not know that. That's why they have those little wooden sticks that you're supposed to serve honey with. I think I'll do that from now on. Oh, you like your nasty, right? Weather report in Denver. Chance of snow and 19 degrees right now. Winds from the north at 15 miles per hour and gusty. Relative humidity is 29.95%. Barometer is falling. And the dew point is 16. Right? Probably got some rather dry air there. Unless, well, you got a chance of snow, so that means it's probably cloudy, which means the air probably isn't very dry. Colorado is a very famous place for having very dry air, especially this time of the year. That's why the fires. Kurt, might be a chance we could actually meet up sometime next month. I'm going to be coming to Colorado. My sister lives in Colorado Springs. My father lives in Greeley. And so I'll be driving through Denver a couple of different times. Chance, if you want to possibly meet up and shake hands, I'll be in the Denver area here and there. Just let me know if you're interested and we'll try to get in contact. I don't remember the exact dates that I'm going to be in Denver, but it's sometime in the teens. The day will be in the teens, somewhere 12th, 18th, something like that, in March. There's one for Carrie. So far have only 2 examples of the RPM that I found very early on in this roll. And we're expecting it to drop down and get a little cooler beginning part of the week. At some point relatively soon, I'm supposed to be traveling to New York, and I'm not really sure when. I just don't want to be driving through a snowstorm or a sleet storm or ice or anything like that. I'd rather at least be not precipitating on me while I'm driving. How much I can actually ask for in the wintertime, but I can try. Sounds good, Kurt. You'll have to shoot me an email and give me your phone number so I can send you a text. My email is cd@coppercoins.com. Found a very nice double die yesterday toward the beginning of that 1950 roll that we did. Very nice double die reverse. And it is probably one of the nicest double dies I have ever found that was not listed. Seem to be having a little bit of an issue with my bit rate. I don't know if you guys are seeing it or not, but my screen looks pretty choppy. Guess I need to call Eric and sync up my settings. Make sure we're good to go. You know, maybe I know what's doing it. I'm running my server right now. It's probably taking up a certain amount of my bandwidth. Or maybe it's just my computer doing it. Maybe you guys are seeing it just fine. But YouTube is giving me a warning. Let me shut things down here. Let me get things kind of shut down a little bit and see if I can save some of this choppiness that I've got going on. I've got a lot of software open. Get some of this stuff shut down. I've got a lot going on. Trying to code a website, guys. All right, let's see if that helps us any. 6,800 kilobytes per setting. I don't think I can change it while I'm running it. I don't think I can. I was going to try to change the bit rate, and I don't think I am able to do anything. No, I think we're just going to have to put up with it for the next 6 coins. Sorry, folks. I will make sure that I'm doing a little better next time around. Is it getting better? Good. Okay. It was probably, I need to shut my other stuff down when I'm doing reveals, because it is kind of taxing to the overall system. We'll see if maybe that helps and speeds things up a little bit. And then I'll leave my server off while I'm doing reveals from here on out. That one was for pole. Got nothing big coming out of that, just like most of the rest of the coins in the roll. Here's number 46 now. This one for Sissy. Still got nothing. Started off with an RPM. That was coin number 2 or 3, I believe. Then we got one more example of that same RPM, and that is it. Only 2 of them so far in this roll. Not finding anything else. Somebody tell me if my stream looks better. I think I'm getting things. Yeah, it's telling me that I'm lower than the normal bit rate again. It's okay, we're almost done. The one for Carl. We'll probably have to bring up a stream just to see if I can get things straightened out. Let me write this number down before I shut down. Get my bit rate straight. 6,800 is what they recommend, so I'm going to set it at 6,800 and see what happens. All right, there we go. Number 49. A new Mayflower quarter. Was this a 2026 quarter and they're selling them for $60 a roll? Give it a month, they'll be worth $10 a roll. Right? I would too. That's kind of ridiculous. Give them a month, they'll be $10 a roll. There is no reason to overpay to get new coins. I still think the 2025 pennies are going to have some value someday, but they don't quite yet. Paul, we'll get the last coin in the roll. Coin number 50 goes to Paul, and here is coin number 50. And the unfortunate part to this is that this coin is normal. The other unfortunate part is this show is pretty much over. The good part is that we're going to move on here pretty soon and go to a 1957 D roll. So, where we are right now, reveal number 870. I want you guys to meet me at reveal number 871 here in about 5 to 10 minutes. All right, sound good to you? 5 to 10 minutes. We'll be ready for reveal number 871. Getting my roll stuff together here. There we go. Got that all together. All right, folks. I'll see you there. Did I see your email? Frank, I don't think I got an email from you. If it was a while back, I've done a lot of changes since then. I probably don't have it. Just send it again. I'll see. All right, folks, I'll talk to you in a few.